Hello there YouTube, it's your boy B3, back with another fantastic, you guessed it, action figure review. Today we are looking at the now discontinued Safari Limited Great Dinos Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yes sir-ree, the Great Dino line. It is great, and it is dino, and it is retired. They do not make these anymore. This sculpt is still used for a small T-Rex, I believe, but no longer this big guy. And to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of this figure. I got it because it was getting discontinued, and I love Safari Limited so much. They're my favorite dinosaur toy maker. But this, now that I've opened it, because in the last review, I did the Velociraptor from this line, and I said it was my least favorite, but now that I've taken this guy out, and I've really looked him over, this is my least favorite out of all the great dinos I have. I've reviewed the Tyrannosaurus, Apatosaurus, Velociraptor, Triceratops, and Stegosaurus. So I don't have the Spinosaurus or anything, but this guy's my least favorite out of all of them. And I'm going to show you why. First up, a sculpt that's smaller, just being blown up for a great dino. I don't really have a problem with that, but it does kind of make it less unique, a little less desirable. Once again, I don't have an issue with it, but I can see how many people would. This brown paint job is very competently done. Great wash and everything. Lots of variety of different browns in it. The inside of the mouth is, of course, fully painted Safari Limited style. That being said, what a boring color, right? Brown with a darker brown wash? So what? Once again, I love Safari Limited. This is a competently made figure, but I'm so sick of the browns. Like, when the brown is used creatively, sure, why not? But this isn't. This is kind of a lazy brown. And then, you see how it just, the wash, they just don't wash the legs. The wash is not there. It's like, oh, that's an artistic choice, I guess, but it's not a good one. It's not a good one. Maybe a different color. It's just, that almost just looks like the color of the plastic in a way. I don't think it is. I think it is painted, but the bottom of the feet are detailed and painted. They're fully detailed, which I haven't seen on most of these great dinos, which is good. The claws, including the dew claw, are painted, which is nice. The Velociraptors really weren't their own color. But the eyes are just completely black, which is odd because the cheaper substitute for this figure has all black eyes. So that's something they have in common, which I didn't expect. I expected, you know, a bit more traditionally painted eyes, not all black, like on the Stegosaur. Huh. I just assumed the Stegosaurs were like that because they were small, but he has big eyes. It's odd. Odd, odd, odd. So, yeah, I look at him and I'm like, he's kind of boring looking. I know, it's T-Rex. It's the most popular dinosaur of all time. No one's dethroning it anytime soon, but this sure is a boring T-Rex figure. Anyway, there's no articulation, there's no accessories. The only packaging is this tag, which does contain the vendor stock number on it somewhere if you need it. It's normally right on this side. Well, look at that. 30,000, 30000. That's the vendor stock number. And this sculpt, if I had to guess, was from 2005. If you look at the info here, it says T-Rex on here, and 2005, yep, right there on the leg. A lot of these great dinos are from 2005. So even though they're discontinued, I do not see them going up in price much. In fact, most places, including Safari's own website, has them on sale. That's actually a good way to know if something is getting discontinued, is if Safari puts it on sale on their website. That's a good way to tell if something's discontinued. Unless it's like the holidays or something. Like if it's a line-wide sale, of course not. But yeah, he's discontinued, and I do kind of see why. I do kind of see why. But they were already a really good price, even before they were on sale and stuff. I got mine 20% off because I got it at a museum gift shop that I frequent. There are multiple. I love museums. I go to museums whenever I can. Now I have memberships. There are a couple natural history museums that carry these, so I was able to get him. The only two I could not find were the Apatosaurus and the Spinosaurus. So I got the Apatosaurus on eBay, and I still do not have the Spinosaurus. But he's pretty cool. Like, he's cool, just boring. Anyway, let's get into size comparisons. But the first comparison I'm going to show him with isn't for size, it's for comparing and contrasting. So there's a company called Galaxy Toys, and they distributed some dinosaur figures through Safari Limited, which used the Great Dino sculpts, but it was called the Great Dinosaurs line. So this isn't a knockoff that stole the mold. It's legally used. Here it is. My Safari one balances a little better, but I did get my Galaxy Toys secondhand, so that might explain that. As you can see, this is really the same exact sculpt, except this guy is this beautiful bright orange, which is much more attractive to the eye. Yeah, he doesn't have a big wash like the regular Safari Limited Great Dinos T-Rex, but he's got a lot of color to him. His claws, including the dew claw, are still painted. He has an orange stripe down the back for some color variety. His teeth are more of a bright white instead of the dingier kind of bony white than the Safari, but that doesn't bother me. And they both have completely black eyes, though the Safari's eye is a bit glossier. So I actually have some of these orange ones in my store, my physical store right now, in Georgia, if anyone wants to check that out. Link down below for that in eBay. And I was actually going to throw this guy in with them when I got the regular Safari Limited one. But honestly, I don't want to do it. I'm a sucker for orange on dinosaurs. I've been saying that for a long time. And I think I kind of like this one better. I'll be keeping them both. But I'm sorry, Safari. Galaxy Toys, it's less paint, but I feel like it's more impactful. Brown with a brown wash that doesn't even finish on the legs. Safari. Safari. It's like they didn't even try, because it's T-Rex, and T-Rex will sell. We don't have to try. But I'm not used to thinking that about Safari. Safari always seems so high effort to me, to be completely honest. They always try to do scientifically accurate stuff when they can, and they still release some of their old and not accurate molds. But hey, you gotta pay the bills somehow. I get it. And it gives you a chance to get stuff before it does go away permanently. I'm just like, it's so odd to feel like... I've never felt this way before. I've never looked at a figure from Safari Limited and thought, wow, that's lazy. I've never thought that until today, and I'm kind of ashamed. They're my favorite dinosaur toy manufacturer, and I'm like, dude. Anyway, let's get into some size comparisons. Let's show them off with another T-Rex. This is the Sega Toys Dinosaur King T-Rex. And yeah, see, this T-Rex, he's got like the kind of beige underside and stuff, but he's like a pinkish red with a big old stripe. Couldn't have given this guy like a stripe or some spots or some more color variety or something? Yay. Here is the definitely Dinosaurs Deinonychus. Freakish little guy, but incredibly durable. By the way, everything you're seeing in size comparisons today I have reviewed. So keep that in mind. And we're going to throw in the Safari Limited Walking Pteranodon. And I'm like, look how great this figure is. Look at that beautiful tiger stripe horn and the sunset beak and the walking pose, which not a lot of people who make pterosaur figures actually do. It's just this little guy blows this T-Rex out of the water. Same people made these. They're wild. Here's the Papo Acrocanthosaurus. I actually think size-wise they look pretty cool together. Oh, excusez-moi, mademoiselle, excusez-moi. Let me move this kissable mister to the side real quick-like and throw in, whoa, the Invicta Triceratops. Admittedly, I like his paint job more than this single beige on the Invicta Triceratops. But this Triceratops sculpt is so good that I don't even care that it's a monocolor. That's how much I love this Invicta. Just a wonderful sculpt. Let's move you out of here. And then we're going to show up with Safari's... Oh, the dinosaur just fell. Safari's main competitor, Schleich, with the Schleich Baryonyx. Pretty cool, pretty ace, pretty YOLO, and rather Gucci gang at that. Now, would you like to see a figure from the Jurassic franchise? Boy, howdy, I sure would. God, I'm stupid. Whoa! He's the one that fell. So here is the Hammond Collection Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Concavinator. One of my favorite dinosaur figures, to be completely honest. I love this thing. Yeah. I mean, that does look cool. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'll give it to him. But look at the cool paint job on this guy. Look at the spots coming up off the beige on the belly. The big orange stripe that goes over the eyes and almost looks like a scar. The orange spine and the big orange tail, possibly used for display. Give me some color, man. And here, let's show him with another figure from the Great Dinos line that does have a lot of cool color. Here he is with the Great Dinos Stegosaurus from Safari Limited, and I love this guy so much more. They both have the solid black eye, yes, but look at this bright yellow with this gorgeous red, and then he has these yellow spots on his spines, which kind of almost look green on the edges. Like there's thought that went into the colors here. This guy's just, oh, Dino's brown 'cause lizard's brown. And while I'm ranting, people were always like, lizards are brown and green, well, so dinosaurs brown and green. Lizards and birds in the real world are some of the most colorful animals on the planet. We should be extending that to dinosaurs. I really like how Beast of the Mesozoic does it, but their figures are kind of pricey. It's the only reason I don't have more of them, honestly, because I do love them. I even found a comic shop in Marietta, only 30 minutes or so away, that sells them. God, they're so cool. I've only reviewed the larger Psittacosaurus. But I do want to show them with the Kaiju, because Rex has inspired many a Kaiju, including the Bandai Japan Movie Monster Series Gemstone Godzilla. This limited edition figure from the Godzilla vs. Gigan Rex film looks really cool with this T-Rex here. But this Godzilla would look cool with anything because he's a really cool Godzilla. I just wish he had more paint on the tail. And some of the spines on the side, but yeah, really awesome. T-Rex just standing by Godzilla is just such a hard image that it's hard to mess it up, even if this T-Rex isn't the best. And last but probably also least, you know I have to show him with the Mattel Jurassic Park 93 Classic Track and Chase Pack Velociraptor and Buff Needry. Size-wise, I actually think this is awesome. I know that the T-Rex was much bigger in Jurassic Park, but could be a younger T-Rex, but also it looks cool together. So I do really like it. I have to see Buff Needry with every dino I review now. I'm coming back to record this little segment after I actually already finished recording this review. I was looking some stuff up, and in the Triceratops review, I said it was a blown-up version of a bigger figure, or of a smaller figure. I was wrong. It's very similar to one, but it's almost like mirrored to it, and it's lifting its leg more and stuff. It's not the same figure blown up. But the T-Rex 100% definitely is, which means that out of all the great dinos I have, which is most of them, I don't have the Spinosaurus, but out of all the ones I have, this T-Rex is not only the most lazily painted, but also the only one that is a previous sculpt blown up larger. So maybe they did lazy out on this. I don't know. So what are my final thoughts on the Safari Limited Great Dinos Tyrannosaurus Rex? Well, I can kind of see why this one specifically was discontinued. Though it is a great price for its size and really its quality, I do think that quality is lacking here. Not only is it my least favorite Great Dinos Safari dinosaur, but probably my least favorite Safari dinosaur in my collection. It's a blown up version of a smaller sculpt, which I don't mind, but I feel like other people might, so I do feel like I need to mention it. I feel like they could have done something more than the black eyes. I know they're fully black on the Galaxy toys because it's cheaper. it's a more cost-effective one. And they're black on the Stegosaurus because they're tiny. But this guy has really big eyes, so why no pupil or anything? Why weren't the legs fully painted? Why did you choose the most boring color possible? I don't know. Maybe when it came time to do the T-Rex, they were like, T-Rex will sell no matter what, but I don't, that can't be true. Safari always works so hard. It's hard to see them just lazily pushing this out. Maybe they actually thought they had something here. I don't know. But he sure has Nidri. That I do know. So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links down below, including my store where I sell not this guy, but the orange one. At the time of recording this, I still have some in stock. So that's it. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.